Chapter 13. Victor pulled up the police department's intranet and navigated to the homicide department's directory. He scrolled by photos of homicide detectives until he recognized a face. He grabbed his work phone and dialed the number below Mark Mulvaney's name and then his extension number. "Detective Mulvaney speaking." "Hey, Mark, it's Victor. My brothers are on their way to the station. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up." A long pause followed Victor's words. "I'm sorry, who did you say this is?" Mark responded. "Victor," he repeated. "Victor Cross from narcotics." What can I do for you, Victor?" "I said, my brothers are on their way for their interview." "Their interview for what?" Mark asked. Victor grabbed a tissue and wiped his nose. Blood was dripping from a nostril. He rolled his eyes and shoved part of the tissue up the offending nostril. "Regarding my uncle," he responded. "What?" Victor hunched over his desk in an attempt to keep himself from shouting. "You asked me to have them come in for statements concerning my uncle, regarding what happened at Great Plains Medical Center on Saturday." Every syllable rang with suppressed irritation. "I don't know what you're talking about, Victor." Victor sat motionless for a few seconds. "Hello?" Mark asked. Victor hung up the phone. "Another nosebleed?" Henry asked. Victor looked to Henry. Yeah," he muttered. He began scrolling through the faces of the homicide detectives. He stopped when he recognized the other detective he had met with earlier that day. He picked up his desk's phone again, dialed the number, and then punched in the extension for Andrew West. "This is Detective West. How can I help you?" Hi, Andrew. This is Victor Cross. We spoke this morning about the homicide at Great Plains Medical Center. My brothers are on their way." "A homicide at Great Plains Medical Center?" Victor momentarily gritted his teeth. "Yeah, we met in your floor's conference room this morning." "Is this a joke?" Victor slammed the phone down. "Everything okay?" Henry asked. Yeah," Victor responded. He pulled the tissue from his nose and tossed the bloody wad in his trash can. He stood up and looked across the office space and through the internal windows that divided his sergeant from the rest of them. His body's internal furnace ramped up again as he crossed the short distance between his desk and Silvio's office. He knocked on the particle wood door. "Come in," Silvio shouted. "Hey, I just spoke with Mark and Andrew from Homicide, and they're acting like—" "No, Gross," Silvio interrupted. "What?" "Narcotics can't afford to lose you right now, and they don't need another body up there. I think Des Moines had 10 homicides last year. They're probably watching YouTube all day while picking lint out of their belly buttons. That's not your speed." Victor didn't react or move. He stood and stared at his sergeant. Beads of sweat rolled down his back. "Sorry, Cross," Silvio said. "Take it as a compliment." Victor turned around and walked out of Silvio's office. He replayed the morning's events in his mind. The sensation of blood trickling from his nose returned, and he grabbed another tissue at his desk. He stared at the locked screen of his computer. "It came back?" Henry asked. "What?" Victor asked. Henry pointed to his nose. "Oh, yeah," Victor mumbled. "You remember I met with Homicide earlier, right?" he asked. "Yeah. Are you moving upstairs?" "No." Victor tossed the bloody tissue in his trash can. Well, I figured," Henry responded. "Did you put in a good word for me?" Victor's cell phone vibrated, and he stood up as he pulled it from his pocket. I think they aren't looking for anyone right now," he muttered. The text was from Michael, They were in the parking lot. "What? Why did they want to talk to you then?" Henry asked. Victor grabbed another tissue and shoved it into a pocket. I don't know." He headed for the elevator. Racing thoughts ran through his mind as he made his way down to the first floor and outside. It was another unusually cool and breezy day. His eyes darted around the area as he looked for his brothers. He spotted a red sedan that matched the make and model of Jack's car. The passenger side door opened, along with one of the back doors, and Michael and Alexander exited the vehicle. Alexander waved at him, while Michael began walking in his direction without meeting his gaze. Victor's feet carried him at a clipped pace in their direction. The buzzing thoughts in his head crash-landed. "Hey!" Alexander called out. Victor's attention briefly deviated to Alexander before returning to Michael as they neared each other. He walked past them to the red sedan and looked in to see who was seated behind the wheel. The stench of sulfur filled his nose, and the black voids where Jack's eyes belonged looked to him. A slight smirk formed on his pale face. Victor turned around and approached Michael. "What the fuck, Michael?" he yelled. "Damn, Victor, calm down," Alexander said. Jack's car door opened and he stepped out. "Get back in your vehicle," Victor shouted. "The roid rage is getting out of control, Victor," Jack responded. Victor took a step back toward Jack. Michael hurried to get in front of him. "Stop, seriously. You need to calm down," he said. "Your nose is bleeding." "Fuck," Victor spat. He grabbed the tissue from his pocket and pinched his nose with it. "Are you insane, Michael? I know you're not stupid. What the fuck is he doing here? Why are you—" "Victor!" Alexander shouted. "Calm down. Let him talk." Victor inhaled deeply and resisted the urge to start screaming at Alexander. His attention zeroed in on Michael again. Eyebrows arched. "Go on." Michael's eyes pulled away from his brother's glare and began to gravitate toward Jack before snapping back to Victor. "I love him," he admitted. Victor's free hand raised for a moment before he forced it back down. His head began shaking. "Okay. And I need him in my life," Michael answered. Victor released his nose and wiped it. He inhaled deeply again. "Michael, you're 22. You don't know what you need. You definitely don't need him." "Yes, Michael began. "No!" Victor shouted. "Look at him! That's evil, Michael. Those fucking eyes. I can feel it, and I know you can too." "He doesn't want to hurt me." The words rushed out of Michael's mouth before he could be interrupted. "You can't know that." "I know he loves me." "He's right, Victor," Jack said. Victor pointed at Jack. "Say one more word. Do it. Say one more fucking word and I'll—" "You can see him like you used to," Alexander interjected. "Just tell yourself that's what you want." Victor reluctantly pulled his attention toward Alexander. "You're such a fucking enabler." Alexander nodded and beckoned his older brother with both hands. "That's right, I am. If this is what Mikey wants, I'm going to support him. And I'll stop you from trying to—" Laughter exploded from Victor. "Oh yeah? You're going to stop me? You?" "Stop, Victor. This is between us," Michael pled. Victor's attention snapped back to his youngest brother. "You'll get over it." "What?" Michael asked. "Him!" Victor shouted. "You'll move on. You'll meet someone new." Michael looked away and bit his bottom lip. "I can't believe you said that." "Believe it. It's true." "No, Victor. I can't believe you. of all people, said that," Michael reiterated. Victor inhaled deeply through his nose, drawing back and drying another trickle of blood. "What the fuck does that mean? You loved Vivian, and you still haven't moved on." One of Victor's hands shot up and toward Michael. Michael cowered, and Victor flung back and onto his back with a thud. "Fuck!" Victor groaned. "Oh my God, are you okay?" Michael asked. Alexander stifled a laugh. "Whoa, man," he marveled. "That's definitely telekinesis, love," Jack said. Victor sighed. Embarrassment swirled around him with the wind. He felt calmer. His lungs filled with the cool day's air, and he took a moment to stare at the illuminated gray sky before standing up. He surveyed the area. No one else was around. "I'm sorry," he confessed. His eyes suddenly filled with readied tears. He blinked them away. "I haven't moved on. I can't move on," he admitted. "I shouldn't have," Michael began. "No," Victor shook his head. "Stop," he said. "You're right. I get it. I wish I didn't, but I'm happy you do." "Fuck," Michael whispered. He wrapped both arms around his eldest brother. "I wish I could make it better for you." A dam broke within Victor, and he began uncontrollably sobbing. He held on to Michael as his knees grew weak. He silently prayed for the peace he assumed would come with death.